What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and back with us tonight, it's Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. Hit up with the stats, Chris.
Hey. All right, so guys, since I started watching the Cleveland Cavaliers on May 16th, the team has gone 4-5. What is this team? I don't get it. They're supposed to be one of the best teams, and they're just mid the last 9 games.
Rest.
The Chris curse is real, folks, and he's out there talking about the man on the Lakers. It's Joey the Law Boss McCroskey. Get that, Joe.
My goodness.
Not up on the TikTok.
Can you say it again?
The man on the Lakers. I forget how it goes. I'm not gonna sing it. Never had that whiskey.
Bulls are selling a T-shirt of Giddy. It's like they took the Lakers players out, and it's Giddy, but on the side of the picture is Vooch, like leaning back, like waiting for it to go in. And I was like, "Oh, this would be a cool shirt." And then I was like, "I don't want Vooch in the background. Like, leave Luka and LeBron in there and take Vooch out."
Yeah, take Vooch out. Joey really wants to.
I don't need to remember Vooch in that sequence.
Well, we got a fun show tonight. Vooch list, hopefully.
Hopefully that's the last Vooch talk. I hope.
The last Vooch mention. We were in the intro. We got a good show. Obviously, more chaos, more GM chaos, I guess. The firing of Memphis coach Taylor Jenkins. We'll talk about that, touch on that. Seems really weird. Then we got a little update on our bets. Multiple bets going on. Our wins bets that Chris keeps track of, and then our preseason bets that Joey locks down for us. We're going to go over and see who's where, see what potentials we have left. And then I got a little fun comparison to the last time we had 4 number ones in the Final Four. A lot of NBA faces you might remember on those teams. And I have some comparisons of like maybe the players in this current iteration that could be those type of players. So we'll see. Fun stuff tonight as we get ready for the playoffs and the postseason. And with that on the horizon, the Memphis Grizzlies took it upon themselves to fire their head coach. And apparently, obviously they haven't been doing great the last few weeks, not beating good teams. Quite shocking. Joey broke this to us in the group chat, as he always does.
You gotta follow Shams. You gotta get those alerts set.
Yep, our own Shams. I don't need to follow Shams. I have you, Joey. This is our
follow Joey.
We just follow Joey in the group chat. It's awesome. I always love getting the Joey bombs. But all right, we'll start with you then, Joey, on this one. You saw it come across your timeline notification. What was your first thought? And then, what have you heard kind of going that forward?
My first thought was like, what did he do? Like something had to have happened, right?
Yeah.
Like, did he something
something
outside of basketball that, is going to be a secret or it's going to get leaked out? It's been almost a week now and that hasn't happened. And it seems like it was purely performance business related, like whatever you want to call it. Which kind of makes you wonder even more. They haven't been beating good teams as of late, but it's not like that's a new trend for them. It almost seems like they had just grown tired of him, and perhaps he had grown tired of them, and the relationship had soured. There's a lot of rumors going around about Ja kind of complaining about his role in the way that they're, the pick and roll thing seems to be the big point that everybody is talking about, that they weren't running near as much pick and roll for him. Just this has been happening all season. So like, if you were going to make that decision, you make it long ago. You don't wait till 9 games before the season's over. That just reeks to me of a team that has either no sense of direction, like a really poorly run organization, or this is just the tip of the iceberg. And this was we're going to cut the head of the snake off and see if anything changes for 9 games in the playoffs. And if it doesn't, then, it's not just going to be Taylor Jenkins. It's going to be, going to be Ja, and it's going to be, whatever else. Like, because it just doesn't make any sense. Like you're holding him accountable for being in the playoffs, being pretty competitive, except for a season and a half, and that season and a half, their quote unquote star player
Yeah.
was unavailable due to injury and suspension. So they've overachieved, probably, I would think. Ja has not lived up to the expectations that were laid out there for him, and the fact that they've been able to be kind of in contention. I mean, for a while they were the 2 seed in the West. I mean, that it wasn't that short of a time that they were up there. So it just seems short-sighted. So that kind of makes me think this was a stepping stone for more to come in the offseason.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think, man? Odd timing?
I don't know. The timing's weird. Like there's like I've been hearing things like, oh, it's not that much of a surprise. All of his assistants were let go.
That was the big
and they had
thing.
to redo that. It's like, cool, but why did they keep him? And why did they keep him for 70 games almost into the season? Is it because they just went 2-9 in the last 11? They're like, this is our final straw. We gotta if we're gonna have any chance this postseason, it's gonna be right now.
It's now or never.
I thought there was something nefarious at play as well. That's not coming. Maybe we'll find out in like 6 months or something. I don't know. Maybe Ja didn't like him. Maybe him and Ja weren't having, like, maybe it was like a Sacramento thing. I don't know. But did you guys see Ja the other night against Golden State did finger guns?
Finger guns again?
At the bench. Just like, yes, this guy.
He was
he was going full. Okay, but like, be who you are, I guess. But like, can you just like grow up a little? I don't know. Like, you just
tighten up a little bit, man.
Like you
that's what it is.
You cost yourself a whole season because of stuff like that, and you're still like, oh, whatever.
Coach is gone.
Coach is gone. It's a free for all. Get it. And I mean, I looked up. I was looking at like their stats. Taylor Jenkins didn't like the way they were playing. They had the most possessions. They have like the highest pace in the league. They've had 7,904 possessions. You know who has more possessions than them by one? The Chicago Bulls, who have the most possessions in the league.
That's why people love them.
That's cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, Memphis, I guess, like, what? This is a lost season. Are you trying to lose now? It just seems weird to kind of make this decision now. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's another one of those things. Maybe like I was kind of, going back to the Luka trade a little bit there, of where it feels like that, where it's like, okay, I guess we get the logic, quote unquote, behind it, but it's the application of that logic that's still mind boggling. It's the time for Memphis, where it's just like, okay, 9 games left in the season, and they said there had to have been a better time to do this. You can't tell me that right before the playoffs, when a team that is has been solid all season. Like Joey said, not having that kind of spark or that oomph against the good teams. But you would think, like, all right, let's just go see what it is. And then in the offseason, if it's not the direction we want to go, let's change coaches, whatever. So it just doesn't make any sense.
They must be going with this coach as the head coach.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they must be.
He's like an accomplished European coach. So
it almost seems like it was a pissing match maybe between the two of them, right? Because Edie started the season as a starter, then he kind of moved into a bench role. Perhaps it was some sort of pissing match, whereas in the front office was saying, hey, it's got to be Edie. Jenkins was like, you don't tell me how to run my roster, so I'm going to put him on the bench, and I'm not going to run pick and rolls for Ja, and I'm going to show you that your star player isn't always cracked up to be unless we run everything for him and him only kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the front office is like, yeah, we've had enough. We're gonna, go with this Finnish guy.
A real money ball situation.
It's just weird. It's either got to be something nefarious happened that hasn't come out yet, which is weird because it probably would already come out.
Yeah.
Or B, it was just like these two groups were just like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, at least Memphis didn't pull like a Dallas where they're like, Taylor's an alcoholic. He's been drinking. Watching film.
He's a little lazy in the film review. We're not big fans.
A little overweight. Not happy with him. His look on the sidelines. Yeah.
Doesn't stand enough during the game.
Doesn't stand after the games. Big sitter. We don't want that.
I mean, he could be in Phoenix probably by the end of June if he wants.
I mean,
there.
Wait, what's his tie to Phoenix?
I'm just saying, Phoenix will probably be looking for a
gotta
coach
be,
at this
an
point.
opening.
So,
Budenholzer's gone. Is it?
Nah,
Did he
I
just
mean,
sign like a 5-year
he
contract?
did, but
Okay,
I mean, come on,
he's gonna get paid.
Yeah.
Just like go down.
it didn't
the
work,
beach.
and they're just
Yeah.
gonna. They're gonna move on.
Book's unhealthy or unhappy, right? So
Who knows
they're
what
all
happens in Phoenix right now too with all that. I mean,
they can't even. They're trying and they can't beat Dallas. I guess Dallas is trying, but they're the 11th seed. Like it's just
it's
bad
situation. We'll definitely
bad.
do a little bit of a breakdown next week.
and good.
Apparently,
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah,
we have one more week left of the NBA season. I was
of
unaware
the disappointments.
of the disappointment. Yeah, wild season. I do have one last note here, kind of on this topic, but I have a feeling, and we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. I just have a feeling we're going to look back at the 24-25 season as one of the wildest seasons in the NBA. It's going to be like a 2016 season, I feel like, with all the storylines. You're going to have the Luka trade. You're going to have this firing. I mean, obviously, it depends on what happens with Memphis going forward and the Lakers and Dallas and everything like that. But we might be looking at this year as like this pivot point changing of all kinds of stuff, man. Jimmy,
well, this offseason,
moving,
like does Ja get traded?
Does Durant?
Does what? Yeah,
Look,
there's just still so much.
Giannis,
come on to Chicago, baby. It's an hour and a half down. Who knows? All right. Well, that was fun. All right, let's get to some more fun. Let's update some bets. Chris, you want to go first?
You want to talk about some bets? We're talking about the wins bet, our second half wins bet.
Second half wins bet. How are we looking?
I realized looking at this, I might have had too significant of an advantage getting to go first because I'm up 63.
Oh wow!
To Titus's 55 to Joey's 39.
Oh, there's a little bit of a gap there.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are 19-2. They've lost 2 games, guys. Do you know who they lost them to?
I know.
Cleveland and no, not Cleveland.
It was a weird one.
Timberwolves.
Oh, the Timberwolves, right?
It's good. Yeah, I got the Timber. Yeah.
The T-Wolves. It was a weird team. I know it was.
It's not a weird team. It's like an obvious team. It's a team that's like concerning. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's the Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
Yeah, Denver.
We'll talk about it next week. But Thunder is very matchup heavy, and they don't do well against like certain teams. It feels like so. But anyways, they've lost 1 game against the East all season. Like what they do, they just beat everybody who's bad up. Yeah. They don't let it up, and then compete against good teams. And then Titus, you have the Warriors with 16 wins.
Hey,
I took the Bucks. Remember that was like the big they have 12. So all right,
okay.
There's a 4-point swing there.
Not bad.
I'm trying to find one for Joey. Oh, you have the Celtics. Celtics are great, right? 17 wins.
Okay, there you go.
But you also have the
17,
Nets,
but I have 39 total.
Yeah, 17 of his 39. Oh,
yeah,
more than half, or no, almost half.
That is weird.
And
right?
you picked like 12 teams, man. How did that happen?
The math is wrong.
The math is wrong.
No, is the math wrong?
Recount. This is insane.
It's probably not wrong.
Because then you have 12 by
I took the Spurs.
Spurs. No MB. You couldn't have known.
Wait, actually, this might be wrong. I'm gonna have to
see. Okay.
Update.
All right.
Here we go. We're all bragging on Joey for his.
This is embarrassing.
Wins.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
I'm in first place.
And
75 wins.
And actually, those totals I said don't make sense.
Oh, here we go. The numbers are off.
Wow, the stats man.
It's
It's
not
my
good
pivot.
at keeping
My pivot
stats.
failed me. I used a Google Sheets.
Oh, well, that's your first problem right
That's
there.
your first problem. Excel, baby. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's all right. Well, so we have some interesting. Well, as Chris is crunching the numbers here, I don't even remember the teams I picked. Joe, you remember some of your teams? We did do that snake draft style, right? I think.
Yeah, I remember I passed on the Bulls.
That seems like a mistake here.
I believe, yeah. I remember being very jealous that you snuck the Warriors out.
Yeah, I do remember that.
All right, I got the new totals.
I think we were all waiting.
So Joey's at 103.
Wow,
Titus is at 101. And myself is at 114.
Oh, yeah, these are
So-
significantly different numbers here.
Yes.
Wow.
Which makes guys, why didn't you like when I said
Yeah.
39?
Well,
Like,
I don't know. I
there's
just
been
like
more
yeah, short season. You
I
know?
love it.
games.
Last
And then I
third.
said the Thunder are 19-2. That's already 21 games.
Well, you started at like 63, and I was like, okay, that doesn't seem. But I was like, well, I was really bad the first time around, so maybe I was
Yeah.
really bad again. All right, so I've made up 2 places. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
that's
Joey's
who's
been
in the
fine. Yeah,
mix.
Titus has been on a
I've been
ride.
taking the L's
Which
here.
I'm
Who did
shocked because I liked your guys. You had the Pistons. I mean, you took the Hawks, who've been rough.
Yeah, they're 500
The
probably.
Mavericks. You had the. Oh, you took Mavericks
Ooh.
late though. The
Yeah.
Grizzlies. They just
Another-
fired the coach, so that might be
Did they?
a big part of that. You
Interesting.
have Houston and Golden State. The Jazz. You guess like with the Jazz, who aren't even.
Yeah.
We're getting fined for losing.
Yeah,
so much.
they're doing with the bullshit, but whatever. Let's be fun.
I prefer what the Bulls are doing.
I know.
I hate the
Ooh.
Jazz mostly because everyone loves the trade, but I think what the Jazz are doing is kind of sacrilegious in a way.
In a way.
If that's, I don't
Like,
know how
I think they were
Mormons
sitting
feel about
marketing. They were doing some other. They
I
were
think-
doing some shenanigans.
I
The
think your
favorite,
point,
yeah.
Titus, about this season being a turning point could be it too, because this could be the season that makes changes to how they do this draft lottery.
Yeah, this
'Cause,
could
like,
be.
This one's bad. This is like a well-known it's so obvious, like it's not even funny
Yeah,
of how bad these teams are not trying to win.
Utah's like, we got to get this guy.
Utah, right? The Raptors are like, oh, okay, we don't want to get fined, so we're just going to play all of our starters 22 minutes and then sit them down and do nothing. Like,
Yeah.
That's why when I'm seeing like some of these historical net ratings, I wonder if they're inflated
this,
because
Probably-
the other teams on
probably
the other
some.
end, there's some historically bad net ratings. Like we got the Charlotte Hornets at a negative.
Oh, these like this
13.4.
year's historical net ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be interesting. I actually just started digging into my net ratings as we get closer to the season, so I will have more updates probably next
I wonder
week.
if you're able to pull the opposite direction of that. There's
Yeah,
it
it was-
worst.
Something that ran across my mind, like, all right, those high net rating seasons, I should look at the bottom teams and see.
But yeah,
Let's see
the
what's going on.
Wizards negative 12.1. But
Is
watch
their
out.
net rating?
Yeah.
So, what we got left? Probably about 5-6
7
games.
games each.
7
yeah,
games each.
7 or 8. Yep.
So there's still some chance. You're up 114. Chris?
I'm up 10. I'm up
10?
12. Not even 11 and 13.
Yeah.
I'm up on you guys, but
You're probably good. Maybe between me and Joey for second here, but
Well, I have to cover the gap from the first half of the season.
yeah. Is that the total for the?
oh yeah,
What's the
Yeah.
total for the season? Here we go. I thought
I've
you
got
had
to
it in.
be 30.
oh well,
40.
Joey's at 236. Joey had a hole.
He had a rough first half, right?
There was a hole in my bucket.
There's a
Yeah,
hole.
Liza,
Because
Dear
you had you took the Sixers that like killed you.
Ah,
You had
I
Jazz,
know that one.
Wizards, and Pelicans in the
Ooh.
first half. It's just
Who?
a tough go.
Some picks.
Fantasy
Don't
wins
gamble.
bets.
So I don't get exactly. Who wants to
Yeah,
lose
don't
those?
gamble.
So okay, well we're in the mix still. There's some chance, but Chris is kind of pacing us here. He's pulling his Oklahoma City.
Speaking of the Pacers, Joey has them.
Joey is the.
Doing all right.
They're all right. They're good.
They're pacing.
They're pacing. Joey, you want to run us through our preseason stuff?
Yeah.
Do it.
It's just an update for all of us here. So only category fully decided. Well, 2 of them. The NBA Cup has been decided.
Yep.
So I got the point there for the Bucks. So
Nice. Well done.
go me.
Go me.
Worst record is also eliminated. We did not get that. Chris had the Bulls. Titus had the Blazers, and I had the Nets. So
Those are all solid teams.
Yeah.
we
Wizards.
will not do that. Yeah,
Worst
Wizards or Jazz. I think
Jazz.
at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
Let's see.
Jazz keep not playing people.
Correct. And then the number 1 seeds are also wrapped up.
Yep.
East number 1 is to the Cavs.
Nobody had that, right?
I had the
Or did you?
76ers. Titus had the Knicks. Chris had the Celtics.
Man.
And then the West number 1 is wrapped up as well. Chris had the Timberwolves. Titus had the Nuggets, and I had the Thunder. So I've got 2 points here.
Joey's gonna run away with this year.
I
Good
might,
job by you.
I might run away with this here. So let's take a look up to the MVP. Chris, sorry to say your picks are eliminated. I'm just going to say that Luka and Anthony Edwards. Luka obviously not played enough games. Anthony Edwards out. Titus, you had Shea and Victor. According to FanDuel, Shea is currently minus 4,000 to win MVP.
Feels good.
Jokic, who I had along with Giannis, is plus 1,000. So
there's a chance.
Does anybody see a world in which Jokic wins MVP?
Considering he had a 60-point triple-double
last night.
I don't. It's definitely not a 0% chance. Like if you're gonna bet, I would bet those odds. It's
dude. Why didn't the line move after the game last night? Because they lost. Because Russ missed the layup and then committed.
Because every time he scores 50, they lose. He's not a winning player. I'm sorry.
Right. Like yeah. That's what they're gonna say. Like it's.
He's a little thick.
If they won that
60-point triple doubles, insanity. It doesn't. That's not a thing. That's not.
That's not a thing. You don't do that.
It's happened 3 times.
Who was it? Jokic 3 times.
Him, Harden, and Luka.
Oh wow! All those guys have been traded except for Jokic.
Yeah.
Facts. So it looks like we'll get MVP, which is good because that's one of our most solid ones here. Rookie of the year, we'll probably not be getting this one. Stephon Castle, minus 1,200 to win.
I'm really bummed out. None of us took Castle.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe none of us took Castle.
Alex Sarr is plus 1,000. Reese Shea is plus 100. We had those ones. Actually, nobody took Alex Sarr. Chris, in fact, said Sarr is going to be a bust in all capitals. Bust.
Nice.
So
he's been a player.
He's been a player. He's been a draft pick. I feel like though the modest pick, maybe it's probably honestly it was probably the bad karma that I acquired from doing that. But had he been getting the minutes that he's getting now, I think we might have had a conversation. But
he'd be on the I guess Sarr, or not Sarr, Reese Shea, but he'd be on a better known team, better record than Castle from the Spurs. But six man, we might have a chance here at no, actually we're not gonna have a chance. Sorry, I had the wrong Malik. Peyton Pritchard is the favorite here at minus 900. Malik Beasley at plus 470, so it's not too far off. One of the closer ones. Chris had Malik Monk. Sorry, I had the wrong Malik reading here. And Alex Caruso. Not a bad pick in Caruso, just not enough offense on a team that doesn't need it. But Titus, you had Naz Reid, Buddy Hield. I took DiVincenzo.
Great for a minute. What happened to him? He just
did.
I got Jimmy Butler
and Jordan Clarkson.
DiVincenzo should have got some more.
DiVincenzo was the one I felt really sneaky confident about. I thought we were going to sneak that one out. So we're going to miss that one, which is fine because that's a tough one.
It's a perennial miss, I think.
Defensive Player of the Year, and we need to talk about this one a little bit here. Okay. So the odds for DPOY, according to FanDuel that I just grabbed, Draymond is minus 160.
Okay.
Because listen, right, he's been
talking himself
campaigning for himself over the past few weeks here. Evan Mobley is plus 130 and Lou Dort is plus 1,000. So it's a gambler's race between Draymond and Mobley. I have Mobley in this. Titus, you had Bam and Jaren Jackson Jr. Chris, you had Wembanyama and Giannis. I also had Chet Wembanyama not eligible. So what do you guys think? Is Draymond, does he have a case?
This is where, like, if you're just loud and you're like pretty solid at it, you can probably get it.
It works.
And it's recency bias because in the last 15, the Warriors are third in defensive rating, and then Cleveland, like I said, in the top is 14th. So
it should be Mobley.
Sure. If it's over the last 30 games of the year, give it to Draymond. But like over the course of a full season, it should go to one of the top teams in the league, and that should be one of the top defenders on those teams was Evan Mobley or Lukens Dort, right? It should be, even though Dort's not even mentioned.
Dort. Yeah,
but it should be like one of those guys.
Should be getting it.
Draymond should not get this reward. Like, it's going to be so annoying when he
when he gets it.
Do you think it steals anything from, like, Shea is going to steal anything from Dort? Obviously, right? Shea's probably going to win MVP. Does that? All right. Well, the Thunder got their recognition for their player, even though they have the top defense too. So you could easily
historically crazy good defense, by the way, and they're not going to get. They might get some first team All NBA guys, but not the like. Why can't Dort be defensive player of the year? Because he doesn't have a podcast.
Is it too much of a team thing for them? Like, there's not a standout like on the.
Well, Warriors, that was the Marcus Smart when he won it. Mm-hmm. Isn't that kind of what it was? It was like Boston had the best defense, and then they're like,
but he shouldn't have won it. Marcus Smart. It should have been Drew Holiday that year if it was going to go to a player. And
is that the case for Lukens Dort?
Why do you like it, Lukens? This is
Dort. I know. I just like it.
Lukens Dort.
Lukens Dort. It's just a great name.
Well, we'll see. We'll see here what happens. DPOY. If it goes Mobley, I'll take another one there, which could be
good.
I'm
gonna be honest. This one bothers me a little bit because I feel like, and not that like, this is aside from our bets. I don't care about the bets. The bets, if Mobley gets it, you win. It's fair and square. That's what it is. Not worried about that. This was Wemby's award. He was winning it hands down, and then he got thrombosis and can't get it because of the games played. And this is the kind of thing that I don't like sometimes, because I'm like, he was winning that thing, and it was
because if he could still get it, because then Embiid almost got Rookie of the Year for 30 games. Right?
Yeah, and I kind of feel like if he really was head and shoulders above everybody, and I think he was, just give it to him.
Yeah,
but I don't really. This is the first time where I don't really like the games played threshold, because I don't think he missed. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know where he's at for games played, but
it's going to be probably around like 50, probably 40, probably about half. I bet.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's not.
I don't know, maybe a little more.
He's at 46.
46.
Okay, that's probably low. If he was at 50,
what if you flipped it? What if he had thrombosis to start the season, came back, and played the back half of the season? Same stats, you just pushed him at the back half of the season, and you have Evan Mobley, who's got, again, now 8 months of work, a body of work to look at.
He's only got 46 games still.
I think it would be louder. People will be like, hey, we're about to give a MVP or a Defensive Player of the Year award to a guy that's clearly not the Defensive Player of the Year. Only because this guy just missed the first 40 games of the season. I think it would be worse.
Yeah. This one is tough. You're right.
Yeah. It's just a bummer. That's all. It's just a bummer. I'll be happy for Mobley.
It's tough. You've got to. I think the idea of the games played is good. It's just it's hard because if he plays 64, he's technically ineligible, and you'd be like, that's ridiculous, right?
It's ridiculous,
but you can't make it 50 because it's easy to play 50 games and then do nothing. So it's a tough one.
I think it's kind of why I don't like it as like a clear cutoff. I like it when it's part of the conversation. When it's like, hey, but let's talk about games played. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Wemby, but he only played 46 games. I think it should go to Mobley. That's what I actually would rather have versus Wemby being like, well, he's definitely out. We can't give it to Wemby. So we have to find somebody else.
You don't want to force it. You want the voters to be able to look at it and say, this is a factor in my decision.
This is a factor in my decision. Yep. It factors in, like with the Embiid thing, where it's like they were going to give him it with 30 games, and then they're like, you know what? That actually doesn't make any sense. Let's not do that.
Which actually makes sense, but the whole point of this is to get the stars to play more. Yeah. It has nothing to do with injuries. It has everything to do with Kawhi taking rest games. You know?
Yeah, which kind of sucks. And that's like
what it all comes down to.
Ruined it for everybody else, but whatever.
Good. Right. MIP, Dyson Daniels, betting favorite at -240.
Oh, really?
Again,
not Cade?
Yeah, depends where you look. Cade was +130, so he's not far behind. Austin Reeves, then it goes to like +7,500, so it's like a jump.
It should go to Dyson Daniels, right? Like he was an afterthought in that trade, and all of a sudden he's like one of the best players. While Cade was like signing a supermax with all this expected to happen, and then it happened. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right,
It's like,
give it to the guy we weren't expecting to actually improve this much.
It's interesting though, because most improved often goes to somebody more fitting of Cade Cunningham's description,
yeah.
i.e. John Morant.
John Morant, yeah. Didn't Edwards get it?
Did Edwards get it? Or did he
You
get
would know.
votes?
You would
He
know
got
best.
votes. I forget
He got votes.
I don't know if you have it up who won it last year, but
If
No,
Dyson
I-
Daniels wins this, Joey, are you more or less pissed off about Kobe White not winning last year? Versus
Maxey won it
Cade?
last year.
Maxey won it last year. I think I'm actually just more pissed off that Kobe has sustained kind of the success that he had last year, and Maxey hasn't.
Oh, okay. Turn it around here.
That like you consider him the most improved, but then he's kind of fallen back. I mean,
Yeah.
he's fallen back to what he was pre this. I mean, they were talking about him as like
Yeah.
the piece with Embiid, right? Like he was the guy.
He's
Yeah.
the most unimproved.
Granted, that entire team fell apart, but that honestly pisses me off more that Kobe's actually kind of.
I mean, he's still averaging 26. He's still having a, but yeah, it's been. I mean, the whole team sucks. So maybe
Yeah.
that's.
I'd also like to say, so I had Josh Giddey in this category, and
Mhm.
I think there's honestly some case there because I mean,
If he had a podcast, can make a last minute push for it. I think
he was sent out. He was sent out for nothing. He was sent out for Alex Caruso. So let's be honest. Here, right?
Nothing.
let's not
He-
say
That's
this.
not
He
nothing.
was
That's
trash.
He's on a
He was-
championship team.
He was
Multiple,
trash.
maybe.
He was trash to the Thunder. They didn't want him. Everybody thought he was washed. That's fine. He's going to get millions for the Bulls.
He was still a good player. They just like he's not gonna. They can't play in the playoffs.
No, he was trash.
No, he was trash.
He
Thrown away like
he was
garbage
giving out. Yeah, they tossed him to the street
for a bum named Alex
That's
Caruso.
right. Titus, you had Mobley in this category, which honestly is a pretty good pick.
Come on, help me out here.
It kind of fits actually. You had Jalen Johnson as well here, and then Chris, you had Pajemski and Wembanyama.
Okay.
Wembanyama might have been a sneaky pick here if he again
Yeah.
stayed healthy.
Yeah, I lost everything with. I think I was heavy on Wembanyama, and
I mean, it was a good place
lot
to
of
be
us
heavy.
were. I
It
mean,
was
you
a good
take
place to be
Wemby,
heavy
yeah.
on. Clutch player of the year. We have this one on there. We added it. Brunson is minus 170. Jokic is plus 170. I actually have Brunson here, so
Wow.
we're gonna get the clutch.
hoping we get some of these.
Let's go.
we might
Coming
get
in
player of the
clutch.
year. And
Wow.
then coach of the year, we do not have that one in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be Kenny Atkinson by a landslide, I would guess.
Yeah.
Bickerstaff seems to be the only other option in this category. None of
That's
us.
kind of
thought
funny
this would be the
considering.
case.
Yeah.
Chris took Chris Finch and Taylor Jenkins.
Wow.
The Taylor Jenkins pick is great.
Pick the fired man. Titus,
I guess I got to do better research next time to see
Yeah,
if they lose
all
their
their-
assistant
yeah.
coaches.
You got to see if they're going to
playoff
fire
season.
somebody in Game 72.
Wow.
Predict that future.
That's-
Titus, you had
Well, then
Mazzulla and
Dwayne
Tibbs.
Casey won the award and they got fired.
That is true. That is correct. And then I had Jamal Mosley of the Magic, which was looking good for a good start
Yeah,
of the
and
season. And then I also took Budenholzer, which is not looking
Yeah,
good
wow.
in any way, shape, or form.
Yikes.
Who did I have again?
You had Missoula and Tibbs.
Oh wow, I
Which
went
were-
chalk.
Looking back at this, doesn't make any sort of sense why you went.
No,
with
I don't know.
two teams
What
that
were
were
my
gonna have-
picks? Did I pick it at the end or something?
No, you were middle.
That was
You
You're
were
just
middle?
second
happy
pick.
about the
I just was
Celtics.
like,
Just
the
need some more
Celtics are going to be great.
Yeah.
Wow, I was just high on the hog here. Wow. Okay.
A couple things still up in our up to decide here. East number 8. So the Heat. Titus has the Heat. I have the Hawks. So potentially
Those are there.
that could happen. West number 8. Titus, you have the Kings. I don't think that's happening. I don't know for
Still
for a fact, but-
potential.
it's potential, but it looks like they're probably pretty locked in.
This is without the play-in, right? This is pre-play-in.
Correct. We do a
Yeah.
pre-play.
Oh, we do
It's
a pre-play-in,
Just
okay.
where the season ends in stats. Then scoring title. I'm going to grab scoring title.
Oh wow.
SGA is 2.5
Sweep
points
continues.
ahead of 2.5 points ahead of Giannis. He's at 32.8 right now.
Good lord.
Giannis is at 30.4. Jokic 29.7. Ant 27.3. Nuts. Assists. No one's going to get assists. Chris, you had Halliburton. Titus, you took Luka, and I took Jokic. Trey Young, 11.6.
Young, man. Everybody forgets about Trey.
Jokic is at 11 or 10.2. Cade Cunningham, 9.2, and then Halliburton, 9.1. So Chris was fourth. I would come up second. And then rebounds. Chris is going to get Titus is going to get rebounds.
Hey.
Chris, you took Jalen Duren. He is not on the list. Chris had Sabonis. He's at 14 rebounds. I took Rudy. He's not on the list, but Sabonis at 14. Karl Anthony Towns at 12.8. Tied with Jokic, also 12.8. And then Zubats 12.6. He's hanging around there. So
hanging around in the mix.
Yeah. Zach LaVine games played, guys, was the tiebreaker. We'll see if we need it. But
I don't think we're gonna need that.
Chris was 59. Titus took 62. I took 65. He's gonna break the 65 mark by a mile.
Kind of with the Bulls.
No, it was in general.
With the Bulls.
We specifically discussed this and said it will be with anything because we all said there's no way he's going to be on the Bulls for this entire season.
That's right.
We needed to clarify that. So
what a call by us preseason.
Yeah, I'll go back through here when the season's over and see. Yep. But this looks like it might be one of our better performing seasons.
One of your better performing, sure.
Well, it will definitely be my best performing. But there's a really good shot we've got at the East champs and East MVPs and stuff. All those are well alive for us.
Yeah,
which is looking very, very good.
So all right, we're getting better at this.
We are getting better at this. Took us long, but we're there.
Just a couple of podcasters hanging out.
Lukewarm takes
and average picks preseason.
Substandard.
Average gambling.
Gambling picks.
Oh, fun stuff, guys. It'll be good to see where we end up. But yeah, Joey looks like he's cleaning this thing up. All right, you want to hear some fun Final Four stuff before we wrap up here?
Yes.
All right. Go. Here's what we got. So, do you guys remember the last time that there was 4 number 1s in the Final Four? Have you heard this?
So was it like 10 or 15 years ago?
It was 2008 was the last time it happened.
Okay.
Yep.
Also
in San Antonio. It was the first time first time it happened. This is only the second time in history it's happened.
Because I remember filling my bracket that year, wanting to do all ones, and then it's never happened. I gotta make some changes. Sure enough, it happened.
That's what they all say.
2008.
2008. So yes,
there's somebody
boy was there.
There he is.
So there he is. D Rose was there. So this is what got me thinking about this. D Rose, I saw, obviously the graphic comes up the last time this happened, and I saw some faces on the graphic. So D Rose was there. Memphis, he made it to the title game, lost in shocking fashion to Mario Chalmers and the Kansas Jayhawks on a 3. So Mario Chalmers, who got some run in the league, I believe is an NBA champion
the Heat,
multiple times, probably with the Heat. Yeah. And then also the team that Memphis beat, Derrick Rose, was UCLA with Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook. Also pretty wild. They were both on the same team. And then North Carolina was the team that Kansas beat, who had Danny Green and Tyler Hansbrough. So Hansbrough, pretty famous college player. Obviously, Psycho T, yeah. Former Indiana Pacer, I believe.
Yeah.
But he got me thinking because there is also a really good player, like a college player of the year, Janai Broom on the Auburn Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like he was instant comp to Hansbrough. And then I saw Derrick Rose, the clear-cut number 1, kind of the guy everybody was going after. The tanking was still around for him. And I felt like that was Cooper Flagg. He's sort of that player this year. And then it got me thinking, because obviously with the 4 number 1s, a lot of these guys were NBA players. Who could these other guys be on these teams? So I have a few guys. So obviously Flagg, Rose, Janai Broom. This year's Hansbrough probably not going to be much in the NBA.
Why not? Is he undersized?
Yeah, undersized, a little bit undersized, a little bit slow. It's weird because he actually is when you watch him play, he's a really good player. But yeah, just no juice as far as a potential pick.
Not enough juice in the squeeze.
Not enough juice in the squeeze there. I was like, I don't know. So it just really reminds me of Hansbrough. Like Hansbrough was a really great college player.
Could he be good for the Bulls? Is that like
it could be a Bulls pick.
overall pick or whatever.
14th overall.
No juice.
Wow, that actually sounds like a Bulls pick. We got a lot of guards. We should do
player of the year.
player of the year, 4-year senior, knows how to win. Just coming up a national
that's
title.
perfect.
I can see that. Yeah, that seems like a Bulls pick. Unless they luck into Derrick Rose and get Cooper Flag, that could happen. Hey, maybe. Who knows? But anyways, I got some other picks. So as I started breaking down the players, this is pretty Duke heavy because Duke has some of the most NBA ready players, but I did see some guys. So on Houston, they have Jamal Shed and LJ Cryer, who I believe could be like Chalmers type players. They're both, I think Jamal Shed's like a 6'3" guard. LJ Cryer's like a 6'1" guard. Guys that have been around, been there before, could hit big shots, a la Chalmers, hitting a big shot. So I thought they could be maybe that type of guy. Florida's got some other dudes. Thomas Howe, I don't know how to say his last name, but he could be a Kevin Love type. 6'9", big guy in the middle, active, tall, long guy. I can see him being a Kevin Love type. Sneaky athletic, yep. And then also got Sion James from Duke, also like a 6'9" forward. Could be a Kevin Love type. He's maybe more your Kevin Love type scorer, rebounder. It could be more of a defender, though. He was the hardest one to find. I did find a pretty good Westbrook type guy, maybe Walter. Did I get it right? Walter Jr., something Jr. off of Florida. I'll look him up here. Sorry,
Walter Clayton Jr.
Clayton, yeah, there it is. Walter Clayton Jr. Dude is a bucket. So he's not really highly rated right now, but I believe he's moving up draft boards. But he kind of reminds me of Westbrook, and like he's just that. Like just got that in him, like that dog. He's got that dog in him, and I can see him becoming a sort of that type of player. And then over on Duke again, I had Con Knipple and Tyrese Proctor. Could be Danny Green guys that are just 3-point shooters, role players on a championship level team. And I think that's a very real possibility. So, are you guys excited for the 4 number ones? Are you guys gonna be locked in watching? Not really caring.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. All right.
I think it's great that we have number. I know there's like a bunch of talk like, oh, there weren't that many upsets this year. It's like we saw Arkansas beat St. John's. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maryland would have gotten upset by Colorado State if it wasn't for that Queen dude, who I want the Bulls to get. I hope the Bulls can go after Queen.
Seems to be all the jazz up here.
Yeah. So. But yeah, no, it's been fine. I think this Final Four is gonna be fantastic, right? Like,
I really think the Final Four is gonna be awesome, and I just think maybe looking back at that number one, it just made me think. I wonder how many of these guys are going to be NBA players in the next 5-10 years. I think there's going to be some guys that we remember. We look back at this Final Four saying, "Wow, that's when they kind of came to the scene." Especially that Walter Clayton guy. I think he's really kind of making a name for himself right now, having a great run. So.
I've been listening to the games more than I'm watching them. I found myself getting distracted by how bad it can be sometimes.
Yeah. Visually,
you can just like tell, but when you listen to it and it's just a random announcer and it's just calling it, like you just hear the passing, going on, and it's kind of, I don't know.
You don't have to watch a guy throw it out of bounds; you just hear it.
Yeah, you don't really see how bad the pass was. You just know that the pass happened.
Yep, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
I was watching one of the NBA League Pass games, and they're at halftime. And I looked away, and when I looked back at it, I swear I thought there were like little people on the court. But what they did was just like put like average guys out there during halftime for some reason, just to, like do a pick. Like they're all like overweight guys. I don't know why they're out there, but they look so tiny.
Luke out there.
They're probably like 5'10".
Yeah. There's normal sized men, but they just look tiny out on the court.
These miniature men.
That's actually pretty wild.
Awesome.
Oh man. I feel like they should do that though. Should maybe have some halftime entertainment where it's just regular guys.
Pros versus Joes.
Regular people. Chris is losing it. Oh,
I mean, I'd watch it.
I love you, Chris.
How long did you watch this halftime show for?
Oh, he was locked in.
No, was it?
Was he searching the lines on the game? Oh
my god, I've been so dead. This is gonna be so much fun after the pod. I'm like holding back right now because this is horrible. Don't clip it out, please, Chris. But what a fun moment there for Chris, our boy Chris. Well, this thought was regular people. I was out. What a nut. All right. Anything else, guys?
No. Nope.
No, Joey's like, get me out of here, please.
Nope. We're good.
Well, that is it for us tonight. Follow us at social media at the Box Out Boys. Slide those DMs. Maybe not this week. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on YouTube and Spotify. Very much appreciate that. So until next time, Box Out.